It was a sunny afternoon when my wife, recently returned from her deployment aboard the USS Truman, decided to take a walk around our neighborhood to relax. We had just moved to a quiet, suburban community, and everything seemed perfect. Little did we know that this peaceful day was about to be interrupted by one of the most bizarre experiences we'd ever face. As my wife strolled down the sidewalk, adjusting her hat and enjoying the fresh air, she was unaware that an overzealous neighbor, an HOA Karen, as we came to call her, was watching from her front window. This lady, with a knack for getting involved in everyone else's business, had never been friendly. We had barely exchanged a few polite words since moving in. What happened next shocked us. Out of nowhere, HOA Karen rushed outside, approached my wife, and began barking orders. "You're not supposed to be here. This is private property," she shouted, pointing towards a common area near our home. My wife, still in her military uniform, stood there, confused, trying to figure out what was going on. Before my wife could even respond, Karen had already pulled out her phone and dialed 911. She claimed that my wife was trespassing on private property and causing a disturbance. Now, let's be clear, this was a public sidewalk, and my wife was just walking home. But Karen wasn't having any of it. She insisted that the authorities needed to intervene. At this point, my wife was not just stunned by the unreasonable behavior, she was upset. After all, she had just served months on the USS Truman, doing important work for our country, and this was the reception she got? It was infuriating, to say the least. Karen, still on the phone with 911, didn't seem to care about the facts. She just kept repeating the same accusations. Within minutes, a police car arrived. The officer got out, obviously puzzled by the situation. Karen was still ranting, but after a brief exchange with the officer and a quick check of the facts, he realized there was absolutely no issue. My wife wasn't trespassing, she wasn't doing anything wrong. The officer apologized to my wife and told Karen that there was nothing further to discuss. It was over. But not for Karen. The whole episode left us in disbelief. A simple walk turned into a nightmare, all because one neighbor decided to use her power in the most ridiculous way. My wife and I were just trying to enjoy a peaceful return to normal life, and instead, we got a crash course in how petty and disruptive some people can be. It's a strange world when returning from serving your country means dealing with an HOA Karen who would rather cause trouble than show any form of respect. We learned that day, never let anyone take away your peace, no matter how unreasonable they